Politicians and the media rub shoulders at Rupert Murdoch's party, and there are photographs. Prince Harry was right. Prince Harry was right. Prince Harry is always right. Time and time again, Harry is always right about how politicians and the media are in bed together. And all of them bow down to Rupert Murdoch, the owner of these UK tabloids. You have The Sun. You have The Times also. Rupert Murdoch owns them. My family. And my family, just kindly please hear this story of exactly what has happened. Now, my family, politicians from across the political divide have rubbed shoulders with members of the media at Rupert and Lachlan Murdoch's annual party. Politicians from across the political divide, the government and the opposition, the Tories and the Labour Party, all of them have rubbed shoulders with members of the media at Rupert and Lachlan Murdoch's annual party. And the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, and the Labour leader, Sir Keir Starmer, were among those attending the event at Spencer House in London on Thursday. Harry was right. Harry was right. Harry is very right. The Prime Minister and possibly the next Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, all of them are going to a party hosted by Rupert Murdoch. And members of the media are present. Harry was right. Harry was right. Harry was right. My family, as Harry said in court, Prince Harry said, the government is at rock bottom and it avoids scrutiny by getting in bed with friendly newspapers. And he said democracy in the UK was threatened because British media outlets were working with the government to maintain the status quo. And my family, this party hosted by Rupert Murdoch, whereby the Prime Minister and the next Prime Minister, possibly Keir Starmer, also are attending the party hosted by Rupert Murdoch. It shows you exactly where power lies in the UK. It shows you where power lies in the UK, and power lies in Rupert Murdoch. Basically, he is the person who we can say runs the UK at this point, because everyone bows down to him. Not even the royal family. It's Rupert Murdoch. He is the man who has so much power and so much influence over the government. So much influence in the royal family. He has so much influence and power because, my family, the press in the UK don't hold people in government, politicians, to account. They hold them to ransom. And everyone fears taking on the Rupert Murdoch and Rothmere-owned tabloid press. Everyone fears that. My family. Now the Prime Minister, Sunak, arrived with his wife, Akshata Murthy, where they were joined by the former Prime Minister, Liz Truss, and Mayor of London, also Sadiq Khan, attends a party hosted by Rupert Murdoch and his son, Lachlan Murdoch, the next owner of the Murdoch media empire, Lachlan Murdoch. My family, when I see this, I begin to ask myself a question. How can Prince Harry succeed in taking this powerful press on? How? My family, you have the most powerful officials in government, the Prime Minister, basically being chosen by Rupert Murdoch. You have the next Prime Minister, possibly Keir Starmer, also basically going to a party hosted by Rupert Murdoch. You have the former Prime Minister also, Liz Truss, attending a party hosted by Rupert Murdoch. And then you have the Mayor of London also attending a party hosted by Rupert Murdoch. How do you take on people with such enormous power, enormous influence? How do you even succeed? My family, Harry's fight is a very difficult fight. However, regardless of what even the outcome of Harry's court case versus the Mirror, my family, I'm proud of what Harry has been able to do. Based on what Harry has even done in court, expose how deeply in bed the UK tabloid media is in bed with the government. My family, Harry has done so much more for the people in the UK than anyone will ever do for them. Harry has done so much more. And my family, Harry is right. Harry is right. And they know he is right. And that's why they are trying so hard to silence him and Meghan, to keep them quiet. By smearing Meghan, first of all, over the past couple of days, the smear campaign towards Meghan has increased drastically. Now, why is that? Because of Harry's court case against the Mirror, against the media, my family, the UK tabloid press. And my family, you are seeing UK tabloids fighting back. How? By going after the woman that Harry loves, Meghan. That's how basically they operate. They're hoping that, my family, Harry will back down from his court cases by targeting the woman he loves. But guess what? This is what they've been doing for a long time. And the more they attack Harry and Meghan, the more definitely Harry wants to take them on even more, to stop them by holding them to account in a court of law, my family, which I hope Harry is able to do. But my family, I must say, it is difficult. I won't lie to you, it is difficult to take down the UK tabloid press. I know some people want to hear, everything will be well, things are going to be okay. But my family, you see how the Prime Minister bows down to Rupert Murdoch. You see how the next Prime Minister is attending a party hosted by Rupert Murdoch. You see how in the royal family, in the farm, senior members of the farm basically attend parties hosted by Jonathan Rothmere, like we have seen Camilla Parker Bowles doing. My family, it's extremely difficult to take on the UK tabloid press. That, I must say, it's very difficult. With all the power they hold in the UK, I can see exactly just why they want things exactly how they are right now, because they are powerful. Rupert Murdoch practically runs the country. And my family, the sad thing is, this should never ever happen. This should never ever be allowed. The people should be the ones who choose their leaders, not Rupert Murdoch. But sadly, in the UK, it is Rupert Murdoch. Basically, if you want to become Prime Minister, you have to gain some favor, some points with Rupert Murdoch, who owns these media outlets. And I understand really, the power and influence he holds. Just think about this. If you can control the media, if you own practically majority of media outlets, my family, you can control the minds of people. It's so smart. It's really, really smart. But sadly, that's not how media outlets should behave. No, that is not how they should behave. And Rupert Murdoch is using his media outlets to conduct evil deeds. That's what he is using them for. And my family, I want to quote Rupert Murdoch's very own words to get a perspective of exactly how he thinks. My family, hear this quote from Rupert Murdoch, and I quote, "A newspaper can create great controversies. It can throw light on injustices, just as it can do the opposite. It can hide things and be a great power for evil," which is exactly what Rupert Murdoch has chosen to use his media outlets for. To do evil things to others. It can hide things. It can hide things. Think about Charles Cash for Honor scandals, my family. You find out that 10 years ago, Charles took bags of money from a foreign ruler. He took bags of cash of money. And the media found out about it years ago. Let's say in 2010. And then they released what they found out in 2020 about what Charles did in 2010. It hides things. It can hide things. It can cover up for members of the royal family. Let's say it finds out about Prince William's alleged affairs. And then it can hide things in exchange for stories about Harry and Meghan. In exchange for the royal family doing everything in their power to try and get Harry to drop his cases against UK tabloids, his phone hacking case. Remember, when Harry met up with William and Charles, the first thing they had asked is about Harry's court case against UK tabloid media on phone hacking. And Charles told Harry, "It's a suicide mission." I'm quoting Charles' words to Harry, my family, about his court case against UK tabloids for phone hacking, my family. Now Harry has a case versus the Mirror, Daily Mail, and the Sun tabloid. And some of these papers are owned by Rupert Murdoch himself. And my family, no one should ever send threats to you because you've sued them. But sadly, that's what happens when you sue a UK tabloid in the UK. As Rupert Murdoch said, my family, a newspaper can create great controversies. Exactly what the UK tabloids do. They don't report the news, they create the news. It can throw light on injustices, just as it can do the opposite. It can hide things and be a great power for evil. Rupert Murdoch's very own words. And that is exactly how he has chosen to use his media outlets to do evil things. My family. And what he has done is so despicable. What Rupert Murdoch has done and continues to do, my family. And my family, and that's why I'm saying that what Harry has done is very brave, because not many people can dare challenge the UK tabloid press, the power that Rupert Murdoch wields in the UK. And that's why Rupert Murdoch, Rothmere, wants to maintain that status quo. They want to maintain it and keep no one from ever changing it. My family, because if changes are created and the tabloid media is properly regulated, my family, that means that Rupert Murdoch and Rothmere won't have so much power. And that's why you hear the rhetoric from the UK tabloid press. Hey, look, a free press is more important than a responsible one. They know they are irresponsible. My family, in this world, the world does not need an irresponsible press. It needs a responsible press that also has the ability to say anything. Free speech, the power of free speech. But free speech is not abuse. Your job as a media personality is not to abuse people like what we have seen Piers Morgan and other so-called carnival or so-called experts do in their abuse of Harry and Meghan. That is not what a media personality should do. But sadly, that's what happens in the UK. And that's why we can't keep calling them, journalists. They're criminals masquerading as journalists, especially those who have engaged in phone hacking or unlawful gathering of information. My family, just here, the people were also invited to Rupert Murdoch's party. My family, cabinet members at the event included Home Secretary Suella Braverman and Foreign Secretary James Cleverly and Deputy Prime Minister Oliver Dowden. Journalists and broadcasters invited to the party included DJ Chris Evans, Vanessa Fells, who commentates at Talk TV, owned by Rupert Murdoch, and Daily Mail columnist Sarah Vine, who sent threats to Meghan when Meghan was pregnant. And also, media tycoon Murdoch was pictured arriving alone to the event after he called off his engagement to Anne Leslie Smith in April, just 2 weeks after announcing it in the US media. It comes after a judge ruled that a claim by actor Hugh Grant over alleged phone hacking by the Sun newspaper, published by Murdoch's news group, could proceed to trial. The actor Hugh Grant is bringing legal action alleging he was targeted by journalists and private investigators against NGN News Group newspapers, which denies any unlawful activity. And the trial is due to begin in January next year. My family, one other very interesting trial to keep, a close eye on. My family, and that is the story. And Harry was right. Harry is right. Harry is right. Harry is right again and again and again and again. Now, some trolls online, and even the so-called, journalists working for Rupert Murdoch, are angry because Harry is telling the truth. And the people who call themselves journalists are unworthy of being called journalists. They are criminals who have engaged in phone hacking. And my family, as Harry said, democracy fails when your press fails to scrutinize and hold the government accountable and instead chooses to get into bed with them so they can ensure the status quo. My family, Harry is right, and Harry has always been right, and that's why you see the UK total media attacking Meghan, going after the woman that Harry loves, in a bid to break Harry and Meghan apart, to destroy them, because Harry has dared to sue the UK tabloid press, and is also trying to get a case versus the Sun tabloid owned by Rupert Murdoch to go to trial for his phone hacking claims. My family. And Prince Harry said, and I quote, "These media outlets, they claim to hold public figures to account, but refuse to hold themselves accountable. If they are supposedly policing society, who on earth is policing them? When even the government is scared of alienating them because position is power. It is incredibly worrying for the entire UK. My family, Harry does not live in the UK. He lives in the US. But despite that, he's trying to open the eyes of people in the UK for them to see they are being lied to, for them to see they are being deceived by the Rupert Murdoch-owned press and the Rothmere-owned press, who have perfected the art of running stories which are not true, to lie and deceive the public. People need to wake up before it's too late for them. Harry has done his part. My family, there's a reason why UK tabloids are so desperate to turn public opinion against Harry and Meghan. They are so desperate to do that because only the public can demand changes to the UK tabloid media landscape. And guess who does not want that? Rupert Murdoch does not want that. Rothmere does not want that. They want to just snap their fingers and the Prime Minister attends their parties. They want to snap their fingers and politicians bow down to Rupert Murdoch. My family, the king may be the head of state, but clearly the man who has the power is Rupert Murdoch. And even the king himself is afraid of the tabloid media. The king himself is afraid of the UK tabloid media. My family, as Charles said, as even Charles told Harry, Harry said in his memoir, oh, how Charles hated their hate, but oh, how he loved their love, the love of the media. He hated their hate, but he loved it when they chant, oh, look at our amazing king. He's so amazing. What a nice king. He just cut a ribbon. Oh, look at how nicely that ribbon was cut. Basically, that's how they're like. A couple of days ago, they were cheering William. Oh, look, William has now said it is life mission to tackle homelessness in the UK. And then my family, guess what always happens? It never ever amounts to anything. Because William also said it is life mission to bring peace to the Middle East. Guess how that turned out? Clearly, he never did a thing. He says much, but his actions are basically little. He falls short of the promises he makes. My family, because William is not a man of his word. He's someone who clearly is owned by Rupert Murdoch. Basically, that's just how William is. He's owned by Rupert Murdoch. My family also. Harry called on British journalists to expose those in the media, who had stolen or hijacked the privileges and powers of the press, or used illegal or unlawful means for their own gain and agendas. But sadly, they will never ever call themselves out. That's not what you'll ever see the British press ever doing. Instead, they'll protect each other. That's what they'll do. And no wonder all UK media outlets have been weaponized to go after Meghan this past couple of days. Clearly, to deflect from this trial that Harry and other claimants have against the Mirror. And also to deflect from Rupert Murdoch's party with the press. Clearly, that is what is happening. You know, no wonder the smear campaign against Meghan has escalated, my family. You know, my family, it's Harry who is suing them right now. But guess who they're going after? The woman Harry loves. They go after those you love to try and stop you. That's what the UK tabloid media tries to do, my family. My family, no matter what they do, they'll never be able to stop Prince Harry. Never, ever, 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 ever. And it's high time the public in the UK wake up and see what is right in front of them. Harry has been speaking the truth of how the royal family and the government are in bed with the media to maintain the status quo, to keep things as they are, for Rupert Murdoch and Rothmere to be the ones who basically control the UK. My family, some people need to wake up and see what is right in front of their eyes. Harry has seen it. And sadly, some people in the UK who have been brainwashed by this UK media don't see it. What is right in front of them. Harry is someone who served this country for 10 years in active military service. And then Harry fell in love with my family. Harry fell in love with an amazing woman, Meghan, who no one ever accused her of anything prior to meeting Prince Harry. Harry falls in love. Harry falls in love. And the woman he loves is targeted by the UK tabloid press, who, as Harry said, have always wanted him to be single, as he's much more interesting. They can't stand seeing him happy. They prefer he's unhappy in the UK, miserable, alone by himself. That's how they want Harry to be, unhappy and miserable. You know, Meghan saved Prince Harry. Meghan saved Harry because that is the life they had in store for Harry. A life of misery and happiness. My family. But I'm happy that Meghan saved Harry. And now they have two amazing kids, Archie Betana, who Harry always, even when it comes to the UK, always rushes back home to his wife Meghan and kids Archie and Lily Petana. I love that so much about Prince Harry. And sadly, this also shows that there is no way ever that you'll ever see a reconciliation between Harry and William and Charles and Kate and Camilla. You'll never ever see that, my family, because it's the press who are sending the orders also to the royal family. Don't ever even think about assisting Prince Harry or helping Harry with anything, because they want to destroy him. And William and Charles are playing the game, are doing the bid of the UK media also to protect themselves at the expense of Harry and Meghan. My family, first of all, I'm thankful that Harry and Meghan refused to be the scapegoats of the palace and also the government, because that is how, they were being used while back in the UK. In this life, you must use happiness. You must use love, not hate. Happiness. Protect your peace. Protect your mental health. And choose love always and forever. Because you only live once. Never pick misery, for your life. Now, my family, people are like, look at what Harry left in the UK. What did he leave? What did Harry leave in the UK? When he was in the UK, as Harry himself said, the papers went after anyone he loved because they wanted him to be single. Harry was unhappy, miserable. That's his life in the UK. And then Harry fell in love with Meghan. He had to watch as the woman he loves, who has never been accused of anything, gets smeared every day. People being offered up to $70,000 by the tabloids to lie that somehow they had slept with Meghan. Like what happened to Simon Rex. Just to ruin Meghan's reputation. They tried to find that about Meghan. They found nothing. That they had to start paying people. That in itself should tell you what has happened to Meghan at the hands of the UK tabloid press, who have done everything in their power to try and ruin and destroy Meghan. But my family, no matter what they've done, they have failed and they will not succeed in destroying Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan will keep on thriving. My family, it is not easy. It is not easy. When you see prime ministers bowing down to Rupert Murdoch, when you see the royal family bowing down to Rupert Murdoch and the Rothmers, being afraid of them, my family, it is not easy what Harry is doing. But my family, it just shows how brave Harry truly is. He's a brave man and a wonderful, amazing human being. And what he's doing for his family, for his wife and kids. My family, I'm proud of what Harry is doing. He's a good man with a very, very good heart. And we stand with him always and forever. And we support Prince Harry, my family. And I believe I've said enough what I wanted to say, my family. And with that, and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. God bless Harry, Meghan, Archie, Petana, and Doria, Raglan, and all of you members of the squad at home, my family. Now, someone said that I have little hope. I have very, very little hope for Britain. If the UK tabloids continue to control the government, well, indeed, my family. And Harry is trying to open your minds to see what is right in front of you. While the UK media don't want you to believe Harry and Meghan. It's high time people understand that Harry is telling the truth and just want to help the UK to save them from Rupert Murdoch and Rothmers. And what Harry is doing right now, he has done so much more for the people in the UK. So much more for the people in the UK. Harry has done so much more for them. So much. Just by being in court and taking on the Murdoch-owned press. Just by suing tabloids, Harry is doing so much more for the people in the UK. My family. My family, once again, no matter how difficult it is, because it is difficult, we still keep wishing Harry the best. And we hope he wins in court and gets justice and holds those criminals who have engaged in phone hacking to account and put some of them in prison. My family, stay tuned to this video, my family. Love you always and forever. God bless you all. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.